I'm someone who tries to follow the phrase, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it, pretty closely. Now, I have already failed on that on numerous occasions, but that's also why I've refrained from making videos for a little bit, because I genuinely have nothing nice to say right now about WWE. That's not totally true, but I feel like right now my negatives definitely outweigh the positives, and that's not something I've felt in quite a long time. So I'm just gonna air out all my grievances right now, and hopefully the next time I make a video, I'm not overly negative. First things first, I'm attending Raw on Monday, and the ticket prices for this event, as well as the last time I went to SmackDown last year, were horrible. TKO, the owners of WWE, have completely screwed up the ticket pricing in ways that I didn't even think was possible. First of all, let's start with who they go through, Ticketmaster. Ticketmaster is one of the worst apps for tickets that I have ever had the displeasure of using in my entire life. I would rather use literally anything else before using Ticketmaster. Its interface is clunky with a capital C. Everything takes forever to load. It's all jank. The map is constantly lagging. And then when you click on a seat, you're given this price that is nowhere near true to the actual price you pay. The app itself also has a horrible sign-out feature. You can tell that thing to remember you as many times as you want. It won't. It'll constantly act like this is the first time you've ever used the app despite having a literal search history. And then we get to the main issue, the fees. Let's say you want to buy 2 tickets for $50, so that's $100 for those 2 tickets. Well, you gotta add taxes on top of that. That's normal. That goes with every purchase you ever make in the United States of America. But then you gotta pay fees. Fees for parking, fees for breathing air, fees for existing, fees for even having the thought of purchasing the ticket. And then when you add up all those fees, suddenly the price has been jacked up like 80%. I'm not a math major. That percentage is probably wrong. Hell, it's probably worse, but it's a very big increase when you add all of those fees. And WWE's not helping the matter because the base prices have gone up drastically. This is due to many things like inflation, but it's also mainly due to TKO owning WWE instead of WWE being its own self-owned company. Because now, where $275, which is what I paid, could have gotten me here or here, it now gets me here. Oh my god. These changes not only barely made it so that I could make these events, it completely outpriced me from the NXT event the next day. Especially since there were no combo tickets at all, great. And in the future, as long as these prices increase, the actual real fans of the product are going to get outpriced, and the only people going to these events are going to be rich assholes that flood the gates of Chase Center in San Francisco. This leads me to my next point, the product itself. Raw is a perfectly fine show, no complaints, glad I'm able to attend that. NXT is an either you love it or hate it show. I am on the fence of loving it. I understand why some couldn't get behind it though. And SmackDown. Oh no, what the hell happened? No matter what era of WWE, it seems like only one of the 2 main weekly shows is able to be good while the other just suffers. And that is exactly what SmackDown has been doing, suffering. This past Friday SmackDown was one of the worst rated SmackDowns on all of the Cage Match websites. And mind you, this comes from a lot of people's user-made reviews. Ever since moving to 3 hours, SmackDown has been garbage. I knew this was going to happen as soon as they announced that move to 3 hours. SmackDown does not have the roster to hold a 3-hour show. And they have done the drafts for this show. They always made it so that Raw had 3 picks and SmackDown had 2, because Raw is always meant to be the flagship show. Sometimes it succeeded, like right now, and other times it failed, but that doesn't mean anything. SmackDown was designed with 2 hours in mind. Moving it to 3 has completely made the show a drag. Every episode is paced at a snail's pace. People who should be booked aren't getting booked on these 3-hour shows, and it's really making me scratch my head. Like, why is The Miz getting TV time over Andrade? And there is padding and filler everywhere. It engulfs the show. Filler is practically half the show. It may as well be a weekly episodic version of Naruto. Every week is also basically the same. Story progression is slow. Character development is slow. It may as well not even exist. Don't even get me started on the lackluster mid-card. Oh wait, I'm about to get started on it, aren't I? This is for all of WWE, minus NXT. The WWE mid-card champions have been booked horribly. Braun Breaker, the best of the four, has been relegated to nothing but backstage segments and teasing people and occasionally going in the ring and spearing someone. Lyra Valkyria did nothing but stand there and look pretty until she had a match against Bayley and lost. Now she's defending her title against the same person that she won it off of. Chelsea Green has been stuck in the same Michin and B-Fab feud for months with no progression in that story either. There are teases of certain things, but nothing goes anywhere. And the worst one by far is Shinsuke Nakamura, and none of it is Shinsuke's fault. Let me preface with that before I continue. Because when people were saying that Shinsuke was going to have a bad title reign, they probably meant that he was going to wrestle and have bad matches. The guy isn't even booked to wrestle. He's having a title defense next SmackDown. Oh, great. What was he doing before then? Nothing. Literally nothing. Just having vignettes and stalking people backstage. Wow. What a great booking showing for the United States Champion. That was all my main points out of the way. I'm gonna get to some quick honorable mentions before I sign off here. The Rock had one of the most confusing segments that I've ever seen in my history of watching professional wrestling. I have no idea what he was trying to insinuate with that promo. I'm sure we'll learn more, but the fact that the Mania build has been stagnant and we're at Elimination Chamber soon, oh Lord. The Mania locations themselves, too, have also been the same damn cities. It's literally never changing. I understand that the city has to put in a bid for WrestleMania, but it used to be the other way around. Try and find a unique place instead of going to the place that'll just pay you the most. And after 2028, there's a chance that they may go to Saudi Arabia. Oh! And I didn't want to mention this issue on my channel at all. I wanted to keep it far away from this. This is the only comment that I'm making on this situation. That lawsuit. You know the one. It has been thrown around everywhere when it comes to Vince McMahon. WWE getting involved in that lawsuit is one of the stupidest things that they could possibly do, and it's going to backfire on them badly. I understand at the end of the day, WWE is not a morally great company. They have made bad decision after bad decision. Nobody at TKO is fueled by passion, they are fueled by money. But the least that these people could do is make their events more affordable to fans, stop putting WrestleMania in the same locations, and just do better. WWE is a wrestling company. They acknowledged that last year, but this year they are backpedaling on that idea completely, once again, as if this was the old regime. I don't know what changed in the air, but they need to start acting like a wrestling company again. All I want WWE to do is get their head out of their ass. They have fumbled so many Renaissance eras in the past. Please don't fumble this one. That's all. See you soon.